My name is Percy Bady. I'm born and bred right here in Chicago. Producer, songwriter. Probably, you name some artists, I probably, if I ain't worked with them, I done something in that circle, but probably the most popular is probably the R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly, co-wrote.
Nice.
Tony Braxton's new joint, Do It.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Thank you. Thank you for your artistry, and thank you for contributing. And I remember crying to I Believe I Can Fly. You know what I'm saying? It was just I mean, not to be a downer.
Very inspirational
yeah,
song.
you feel me? It was, I had a loss in the family, and I remember that song, and to hear you say that you co-wrote it, I'm like, and I'm in the same room with you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, 1995, Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Detroit.
We wrote it in Detroit, bro.
That's crazy. So, I mean, since you've worked with Kels, right? And like, to see everything that went down with him, you know what I mean? Did you feel some kind of way? Obviously you did,
yeah,
but like...
Obviously, yeah. I mean, you feel some kind of way, but I think the reality for me at the end of the day was that, everybody's got a path, man. Mm-hmm. And some of our paths are, some of our path is chosen for us, and some of our path is not chosen. Mm-hmm. And it's the unchosen that we don't plan for because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, and so certain things will lead you down certain paths.
Exactly.
And so you just have to understand that if you make choices that, will take you someplace where you've never been, you just got to expect that anything can happen, and so I pray for them. But at the end of the day, man, life is about choices, bro. It's really about choices, and you have to decide for yourself, I am too valuable to make a choice that would diminish my value to the world.
Self-worth, just meaning.
Yeah. You gotta always be thinking about, man, because I'll be honest with you, I've never met anybody like Kels. He's a genius. He's a genius. Somebody asked the other day, they said, man, who you think Kels could do a verses with? I said, nobody.
That is a fact.
I said, you can't win with him. He's like,
his catalog is huge.
He's that dude. And having the experience of working with him to experience his genius up close, man, I used to always tell him, I said, man, people who are, you're like one of a kind. And, people who are like that, you have to protect what you got. You got to protect it. And you have to make sure that you surround yourself with people who know what you got to help you protect it. Because there'll be times you're going to get weak. There's going to be times where you ain't in the right headspace to be able to handle.
For sure.
Because where it takes you, man, you get to a place where you can do no wrong, and nobody calls you out. You think you're invincible.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That you're describing another dynamic of artist responsibility.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think your responsibility is as an artist?
Man, it's funny that you asked me that, because Nina Simone said that it's our duty as artists to reflect the times that we're in. It's our responsibility, man. It's our duty to speak to times that we're in. And so as an artist, I'm always trying to make sure that I'm speaking relevant. I'm speaking from a relevant standpoint, no matter what's going on. The time that we're in right now, this time ain't new. It's different, but this ain't a new time.
Right.
Marvin Gaye, what's going on? James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. All of them spoke to the times that they were in and what
Curtis
was going
Mayfield.
on. Curtis Mayfield, that's right. And we can go on, the list goes on.
For sure.
Chiest Love.
Come on.
But you are for sure. Like, since I've met you today, I've met you, bro, Chiest. Like I've been following you, and bro, like you are the definition of that artist responsibility and how you take care of your projects, how you take care of the people, and how you just your overall just vibe, bro. So I appreciate that, and it does inspire me as an artist to be like that, to emulate that, because there's things that you do need to assimilate, just in general. You know, like you were saying, being relatable. That is a social dynamic that every artist needs to have, is being relatable and being approachable and being personable. You know what I mean? And Chiest, I commend that, like, because you just have that energy. You know what I mean? People want to be around you. And in our business, we know that's pretty much 75 to 80% of it.
That's golden.
Being able to work with somebody.
That's right.
And making someone feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, to be an artist, and to lay their art down. And that is a skill. That is a gift. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, look around us, man. Not here, but you know what I mean? Just in general.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not our world anymore.
Man.
It's not our world anymore to be compassionate, to be loving, to be, you know what I'm saying? To be, especially now with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, 6 feet everything. You know what I mean? Even if we know that the mortality rate isn't what they said it was, but that's neither here nor there. But no, I do commend you. I thank you just for introducing me to people. Like, and I will say, since I've met you, bro, like my game has stepped up. Like, and I'm just now realizing that now as we're having this conversation. Like, since I met you, my artist life has been different. Seriously, bro, I'm not no capping, bro. Like, I'm just now realizing that. You know what I mean? It came to the light now. Like, my life has been different. My artist life has been different because you came. You know what I'm saying? And you showed me something different, just as a black man. You feel me? And so, like you were saying it earlier, Percy, like, we're some of the most gifted and talented people. You know what I mean? And there's a reason for that, and I think that reason is because we've endured so much adversity that built our character to the moon and beyond. You know what I'm saying? And then to still be here dealing with some of the shit we deal with still, you know, even after centuries of bullshit and after centuries of captivity and hard labor, and we're still the tastemakers. They're still copying us. They still want to be us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a real testament to us as people, to us as a race. You know what I mean? That's just this one thing that we need to get together on, and literally that is being together. You know what I mean? If we can solve that problem,
as little as it is, it's big.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To us, it's big. I mean, obviously there's reasons for that, but you ask me, I don't think that reason is valid anymore.
No. Well, here's the thing. You know, when you really sit down and think about it, let me just say, you know, I have to echo what you said about Chiest, and I say that only because I haven't known Chiest that long. I haven't known him that long, but I'm gonna tell you, I love his grind.
Man,
I love his grind. I love his hustle. You can't have a guy like that around you and you not get out
working, bro. Like,
you gonna grind.
I'm telling you.
So when we first worked together on a couple of songs before we got to We Built It, right? Yeah, we worked on a couple, and when he came in, man, and he started, you know, going through what he had, and what I noticed was that he couldn't sing. That was the first thing. He can't sing. But his brain, his mind, his way of thinking, his conceptually how he puts stuff together, I was like, okay, you know what? Man, I can dance with that because, you know, creatives, you know, we kind of operate a little differently, you know. Like,
abstract.
You know, we hear sounds, but we see colors, you know.
I like that.
I mean, you know, that's just how our minds work. And so when I was talking to him, I'm like, man, you know, you're a different kind of cat, man. You know, I can get down with that because, you know, when a cat is like about his business and he handle his business, what he say he does, you know, you can get down with that. You can do that.
For sure, man.
You know, you can do that, man. And I think for me, we from two different worlds. I'm gonna say it like that. We from two different worlds. So when you talk about getting together, us, if we could just get together, my thing with him was that I understood something. He may not have the musical astuteness that I have, but what he does not have in that, he makes up for it in other areas, which really I don't have. So if we take what he has and we take what I have and we bring it together,
that thing
we're
works.
making soup.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what it's about, man. It's about knowing your strengths and knowing our place. I had a very intelligent brother, a veteran, and I was asking him, like, what can civilians take from a military mindset? He said, you got to understand that you have a puzzle piece, right? Your life is a puzzle piece. And there's this big picture, and your puzzle piece fits in somewhere in that picture, and that's it. He said, that's what people need to focus on. Whatever your puzzle piece is, focus on that and putting it where it's supposed to be. And that's it. That's your contribution to humanity. That's what your life is about. And now we get so focused on the other pieces that may not look like ours, that may not be shaped like ours. When you want to be shaped like that piece, we want to fit where that piece is. It's high right there on the picture. I want to be right there. No, bro. You don't know what that's about. You don't know what it is to be R. Kelly, right? You don't know what his puzzle piece is. You don't know what he struggled. You don't know what that was. And we just look at it from the outside in, and the general consensus is that this man was a monster. When I heard and I saw, I was like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? What happened? But I don't know what this brother went through to arrive there.
Yeah, because there's a journey, there's a story behind that.
You feel me? Like, and it's
story behind that.
It's important to know that everybody has their lane, right? And everybody is pursuing it. Whether you're doing it effectively and efficiently, that's up to you. But we have to understand and be more compassionate with each other and know that not everybody's road is paved.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Some nigga shit is filled with potholes, big ass mountain, concrete wall in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Learned a long time ago to respect somebody else's journey and never wish that you had what they had. You don't know what they had to go through to get what they had.
Exactly.
And unless you're willing to go down that same path,
don't even worry about it. My grandmother used to tell me, if everyone laid out their problems on the floor, you'll happily take yours back.
Exactly.
Man, that's... Oh no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's heavy.
Gracious.
You know what I'm saying? If you can see everybody mess around you, bro, if we had that gift just to see everybody
oh
stuff.
no, I'm good.
Right, you straight. Like, I can handle these.
Like, I don't know.
Like, and I know some people that, man, I don't even know how they're alive right now. You know what I mean? We know those stories from people, especially black people. You know what I mean? And just thinking about that in our social political climate, and we're coming up on an election, you know, and you were just watching the debate right off. You know what I'm saying? And just think about the world we live in, man. I was thinking about 2018, even 2019. We had no clue. No clue this was about to happen.
No.
Maybe somebody did. But just the general population, bro, like, we're here now and we're still here after COVID, after the whole George Floyd thing, the protesting, you know, because all of that could have been way worse than what it was. You know what I mean? Chicago is lucky to not have martial law, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Because if that shit go down, nobody's safe.
It's a wrap.
They can kick your dough in just for no reason, just because they want to sit there and eat your food.
Yep.
People don't know that. They can't, you know what I'm saying? But we get off topic on that. But no, bruh, like artistry, right? So we're talking about all these things, our social political climate. We're talking about the election, the circus that's coming in November. Artistry, where does artistry stand in the midst of all of that? What do you think? Chiest, go ahead. And
I think that to pick up where you left off earlier when you were talking about what is an artist, and how they have, their contributions to their responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
That's a choice. Because what the Percy said, you can not accept that role. There's many scripts that I have and had at that point, in the beginning of the year, but I chose to put that aside because I said to myself, after seeing that quote by Nina Simone on Instagram, I say, yo, this is not the time. This is not the time for this specific script. I don't even feel that I would put my all into it. Great script, just not the right time.
Right.
So let me create something that I can be behind, I can fight for, that speaks for my people. Like I said in part one, I've never been in a position where I've created art that I would die for. Never. Why would I? When I have such a good reason to live. But now I'm realizing that this is living for me. But I'm at a point where when I listen to a song and I cry back to back to back, when I'm interviewing people and I'm sitting there and emotions are just coming. So for me, artistry at this point in 2020 with everything happening is going to a quote that I'll honestly say I live by, that I made up. Shout out to Mary for making up stuff and going with it. But my quote is, you can be the chosen one if you choose to be. Simple. You can be the chosen one in your family who gets by adversity and graduates. You can be the chosen one to be the first entrepreneur. You can be the chosen one to just make the decision to eat better and to stop the traditions in your family.
Yeah.
But you can also be the chosen one and accept your calling if you choose to. And it's a choice every day that you have to make, every single day.
These are facts.
And so some days, I'm being honest, I don't choose. Some days I want to relax. But I'm learning what balance is through that. I'm learning while I'm sitting still from COVID. I'm learning what it is to really be an artist. And, taking care of your body is important as well, because if you're shortchanging people with your creativity, you also don't want to shortchange them by not being here. Quincy Jones didn't make some of his best music until he became 50. I'm praying I make it to 50. Based off, the different things that we're eating, this and that.
Right.
As much as I'm eating the vegan lifestyle, I'm growing breasts eating Impossible Burger because this isn't good for my body. So I'm realizing, like, yo, let's really tap into, not eating for but eating for, not eating for taste, but eating for your body. Let's really get to this part, because that's now part of my artistry. Like, I have to be here. Whenever I see Percy, the first thing I always compliment is how he looks, but he never looks the way he feels. If me and him have a conversation and he said, I have a bad day, I had a bad week, he never looks the way he feels. He always is coming top-notch, haircut, this, shoes, this, outfit, this, and it's because he takes care of himself. And so I look at him from that standpoint of, as a man who didn't grow up with a father, and I say, yo, never look the way you feel. Always show up. You know what I mean? I never told you that, but that's the way I look at him, because for me, it's like, sometimes I really be going through it. And sometimes I look the way I feel. And that's not healthy. Right. So that's what artistry in 2020 for me means, is to be one with yourself and really know what that means, so that way you can give your art to the people. Because I was having a conversation, I'll say this last thing, I don't want to overtalk, but I was having a conversation with my friend in the car who drove me off, my cinematographer, Steve, and I said, everybody is not having a good 2020. Right. You have that young girl who was getting away from her stepfather who raped her because she had a job and she was going to school, and now she's at home. She doesn't have a job, and she's getting homeschooled because of COVID. So her stepfather walks past her room licking his lips, and she knows what he wants. She has nowhere to go. So when I wake up at 3 a.m. and I hear scripts, when I hear songs, it's not just for me. It's for those people that the universe, my ancestors, God, they're coming through me to say, this person's story needs to be told. I need you to go find an actor. I need you to go find an artist. I need you to go put in some work. And I can't take that away. I cannot give my purpose, not life, if I'm going to take it away just because I'm not eating correctly. or I'm choosing to be in a toxic relationship because she got a nice ass and some good breasts. That's not working for me. I'm realizing that I have to limit my distractions to a point where I can really focus. And in doing that, I'm really finding out that, you know, me being an artist to its true core is me just being the best person. You know what I mean? I think Quincy Jones always said, if you're in a studio for 3 hours, you should be having fun at least an hour and a half. You should be having fun. It shouldn't be just work. Like, if it's just work, then you shouldn't be in the studio. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like finding the love in this. Like universe, you giving me things at 3 a.m., scripts and songs and words I've never even heard put together. Like, everybody don't go through that. But I used to be like, y'all want to just go to sleep. No. Now I'm thankful for hearing words. Because everybody don't hear the words.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I didn't get that because I was running.
Right.
COVID got me still. COVID like, yo, sit. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm just hearing it. So I'm like, yo, wow, it's beautiful. You know what I mean?
It is, man.
So
you got something to add to that?
Oh no, he said it all.
Yeah, I was
bro.
about to say, I'm like,
That's pretty powerful.
No, it is. It's man, you think about, think about it now, man. Look at what artistry, it's making its full bloom right now. You know, how many streaming services are profiting from this? You know what I'm saying? Let alone, you know, Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're building 3 Amazon fulfillment centers. This is off topic, but I just think it's crazy. Like, they're making that much profit that they're building fulfillment centers in a 10-mile radius. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So this time that we are in, like you were saying, not everybody's having a good 2020. And I want to just shine some light on all the Mexican women that are down in Mexico that have been beaten, and some have been killed because they live with abusive men, and going to work was their way to get away. And a lot of Mexican women have been killed and are being continuously beaten because of COVID, and no one's talking about it. So,
Quiet, silent night.
You know what I mean? But no, so talked about artistry and artist responsibility. And so this song, we built it, right? Which is you all expressing your artist responsibility through song, right? So writing the song. So what were some of the things that went into writing this track?
Chiest? So let me just say this first. When I have a lot of songs that I only have lyrics for. I don't have production. I hear the production or the melody or whatever, but I don't have all of the pieces. So I only have that one puzzle piece, right? So I was actually listening to Tidal, and I believe I could fly came on, and I said, yo, you know that. I was like, yo, this is the emotion I need.
Right.
Who produced this? Who wrote it? Like, who? So I look it up. Kels. I was like, goodness, good gracious, you know. And it said Percy Bady, and I was like, who's Percy Bady? So I researched it. And I emailed, you know, some people don't really check their websites or be oldest or whatever. So, but I emailed them, and some time went by. And I seen an email come in that said Percy Bady, and he agreed to meet with me, have lunch. I was like, yo. And we literally had lunch, and it was just a blessing to be able to, at that time, be patient. I'll tell you why. When I first met Percy, he was like, oh yeah, the person you were talking about, I know, he's my business partner. So we had somebody mutual that we know. We also connected on fasting because we met at an alkaline place where you buy alkaline water. And that was cool. Had a conversation about that. But then also, at that time in his life, he was busy. So he said, yeah, I'm working with a few people. I'll connect you to them. Maybe those would be some people you work with.
Right.
I was like, okay. when he told me that, I was like, don't worry, I'll be patient because I want you. I want them. I want you. So I'm gonna be patient. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Good, right?
Yeah.
Some time went by, this and that. And I hit him up, and it just happened to be a better time for his schedule. And that really taught me to be patient for what you want, because I could easily went to somebody else. And I did try to continue to research other people who, play the piano or keyboard or whatever, but it's just something about the songs that I listened to that he worked on that I felt connected to emotionally. And I said, he has the emotion that I need for some of these songs. And so I got up with him, we did some work, but for We Built It, which was originally named Tweeting POTUS, I was extremely angry, and I was like, yo, this is towards the president, this and that. But I thought bigger. Once I had a consultation, once I sat with Percy, once I talked to Rhymefest, not trying to name drop, but
No, you're good.
when I talked to some of these people who I know, it was like, yo, you got to think bigger on who this audience really is going to. Because when I hear the song, the only thing that sticks out is We Built It. So I'm like, all right, I get it. So with We Built It, I brought some of the lyrics to Percy. He accepted the fact that I couldn't sing and listened through me cry and whine and shout and he do this emotion thing, and he didn't do judgment, not one judgment. I bribed him with like, hey bro, you want lunch? I'll buy you some water. He was like, yeah, it's good, whatever.
Yeah.
And we just eating, chilling in the studio. But he sat with me. He was patient, and no exaggeration, every song we've ever done has not been more than 2 hours in the studio that he has not just created from scratch.
Wow.
The entire thing, the entire single thing.
That's confirmation.
So, and we looked at each other and was like, we got something. Like literally, when people say like, man, this is a movie, that's exactly what we make. No exaggeration. Like, if I play the other two songs, you'll be like, nah, bro. Like, seriously? Like, that's exactly what we make, because when I hear a song, I see a film. That's just how my mind works.
Okay.
And so he had the piece that I needed. I linked up with him, gave me his time, and just spearheaded to even more. And then that's when the calling started. That's when I'm texting him at 3 a.m. and, hey bro, this and that. You at home? I'm in Nashville. Like, when you get back, I feel like I'm scratching in the middle of the night. Like, yo, this song is, but for me it was just, I felt, because I never felt so powerful in something that I created before, and it's just a blessing to even be in his presence, let alone make something with him. So I know what this song could do. I accept the responsibility. I'm ready for the smoke, but I'm also ready for the glory. I'm also ready for the connection. I'm also ready for what it can do to spark revolution, to be honest. So I'm ready.
I'm with it. Definitely with it. I appreciate
That's why
appreciate you, just answering that calling. 'Cause I know what that is. You know what I mean? It's having a strong urge to be or do something, and making the decision, like you were saying. I don't mean to point, but making the decision to stand on that decision and execute. You know what I mean? That alone gives you power to do whatever you want to do. It gives you the confidence to go forward. You know what I'm saying? So, and speaking on that, and just one more thing I want to hear from you, because you answered this question already. Here at the Art Live Life, Percy, art being an acronym for a reason to live life. So you've had a successful career and some crazy moments, I can imagine. You know what I mean? And here right now, if you could say, what is your reason for living life? What do you think that is?
I would probably say, man, to empower others. I actually believe that when you go through things to get to who you think or you feel you you've been designed to be. It's part of your story, but then it's also part of your experience.
Right.
Experiences are that's our greatest teachers. It's our experiences, right? And so what I learned over time is knowledge is currency. You know what I'm saying? So if I can add value to your life, you know, imagine what I'm adding to my own life.
Facts.
You know, so that is my reason to. That is mine. It's to add value to others. You know, no matter what level a skill set they're at. Like him, I could have easily just said, "No, man, I don't know. You know, you ain't really there." You know, it wasn't that, because I had to look at him in a way that allowed me to see the value in him, that allowed me to see what he had that also could add value to who I was and what I was doing. And see, when we start to look at each other that way,
right,
that's when this thing is going to shift. When we start to see each other in ways that we can empower each other, things will shift. It's going to shift, and we won't have to say it shift. I had a college roommate. I only went to college for like maybe a couple semesters. He's a white boy. He said to me, he said, "Look, man," he said, "rich white boy. You know, come to school every other day. You know," he's like, "Man, I'm going home. I'm going to go to the suburbs and I think I'm going to get the Porsche today. I think I'm going to get, you know, that kind of, you know, rich."
Okay.
You know, we go eat. "Oh, I got it.
Right.
For me." You know? He said to me, he said, "I got a question." He said, "You know, black people are really, really like talented, like super talented." He said, "But what I noticed is that you guys won't get together at all." But he said, "Imagine what America would feel like if you guys ever got together." Now,
He built it.
that was quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
But 2020, imagine what would happen if we really, honestly, got together, pooled resources to build our own,
Right.
not something based upon what we thought, like even like with the Bible, you know, the Bible that we were taught was a white man's Bible.
Right.
You know, and I'm not racist, but I do my study.
Right.
I like to read. I like to know things. And so I've studied enough to know, you know, first of all, you know, if somebody tell me that a man's hair is like sheep's wool, he ain't white.
Exactly. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that God is black. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Not white.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I'm saying. So I just think, man, we have to get to a place where we're willing, first of all, to put down the facades, man, and look at each other and see each other as family, and like really understand, man, if we could really, let's get down together. If we get down together, we're gonna win together. We can win, and if we lose, we losing together, which means we done learn. It ain't a loss, it's a lesson.
Exactly.
It ain't never a loss, it's a lesson.
People don't want to go through the pain, man. They want to go through the pain of growing.
But some pain is necessary, bro. Some pain is necessary. Some pain you just need to experience. You need to, you know, Mama used to tell us, don't put your finger on the pot on the stove when the stove is lit, because it's hot. It's gonna burn.
Right.
You put your finger on it, right? But some of us as kids, you know, we just want to try it, so we put our finger on and we burn the finger, right? Right? Okay, that's a lesson. It was painful, but it was necessary. Because guess what? I'm not gonna ever put my hand on a pot like that again.
And that's an experience you can use and apply.
That's an experience. So if we would just do that, at some point, I've learned to see the good in everybody.
Right.
At some point. You know what? Does that mean I want to get down with everybody? No. But I've learned that, man, if you could look past certain things, if you look, the first thing is the look.
Mm-hmm.
Because we judge people based upon what we see.
Exactly.
Not what we know, not what we experience, not what we have endured with somebody. We judge it based upon what we see. And looks can be deceiving.
Shallow
Shallow at best.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you willing to like break bread. It's when you willing to sit down and say, yo, what's up? When he said, hey man, let's get together, let's holler. Okay, let's go chop it up. The only way I knew it was worth the investment was I had to go chop it up with him.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm chopping it up and we talking, now it's like, okay, we in a good place.
It's trust but validate.
There you go.
Kind of thing.
There you go.
Sure. Fellas, I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for
having us.
Your life and giving what you gave today. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for this experience and just hearing you talk and just you being a part of my artist life, man. I'm super grateful. One more thing, Percy, if on social media or anywhere that the public can find you,
Sure,
let them know.
man. You can find me on Instagram at Percy_Bady on Instagram, Percy Bady on Facebook, and then Percy Bady on Twitter as well.
Mm-hmm. Chiest, go ahead and tell them again.
Chiest Love Music, CHIEST LOVEMUSIC. Also, We Built It documentary. Follow the movement on there for what we're doing. We got some big things dropping November 4th after the election. We have the video with the teaser of the movie. We also have November 21st red carpet premiere, and then January 21st we are going live with the whole project. So I'm definitely excited to see where that takes us.
I can't wait to see it.
We built it.
We built it.
We built it.
And there you have it, part 2 of episode 10 of the Art Live Life podcast. Peace, light, and love, people.